Table Talk, where we discuss topics you guys send in using the hashtag Table Talk, or you submit on Reddit r/SourceFed. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Elliot Morgan.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
Let's get started.
Yeah. Okay. At Downhill Climb, Rigsy says 24-hour news coverage and giving bad guys a level of celebrity.
24-hour news coverage and giving bad guys a level of celebrity.
I was talking actually to Steve Zaragoza about this last night. When Kennedy was shot, they had the first 24-hour extended news cycle for right after he was shot, because the details were so scattered and they were still trying to report. And then after that 24 hours was over, they went off the air and they just went to regular news. But after 9/11, that was when we hit 24-hour all the time news networks.
Also, the ticker was 9/11. The ticker came about.
So I don't know. I disagree with having 24-hour news networks, because I feel like there's not that much news, and they make up news.
They make up news to fill it.
To make up, so that's where we get a lot of fingering the wrong person and stuff like that. That just bothers me. But I also disagree with giving saying the guys' names. I wish when someone commits an atrocity, we didn't say their name. We just said,
it was kind of nice here that they said suspect number 1 and suspect number 2 for a long time for that exact reason.
Yeah.
I think too, the saying the name thing, and I think in a perfect world they wouldn't say the names, but unfortunately I think the news, especially with the 24-hour thing, it's just become entertainment for people, which is sort of this weird sick thing, because I know when the tsunamis and these things happen, at first you're oh my gosh, and you're moved and you're riveted and you're sympathetic and you're you well up, and then 6 hours later you're literally just watching it and you're fascinated by it, and it's this weird I don't know if it turns your brain to mush or not, but it can't be good for your brain at all,
but then
society.
Conversely, I also think if there's a demand for it, then it could be out there. But I agree with you, Meg, that it's if you're trying to do 24-hour news coverage and you're making stuff up to get there, that's absolutely not good.
Yeah.
But I know, for me, after a major tragedy happens, I find myself Googling it every 5 seconds.
Well,
so
sure.
It
to
would
figure out
be
if there's something else.
Right. So it's nice to have
news.
that kind of coverage so that you have a place to go for that without having to search 50 million different places. But then again, you run into the problem of, are they making it up just to make it up?
On the making the criminal the celebrity type of thing, I think that happens, and it's not going to not happen, because we want to understand so much, accepting the fact that certain people are bad and that badness exists. We sometimes want to chalk it up and make it this math equation where it's he did this, and this,
right.
and this
so
led to
don't
that.
tease people or let them wear trench coats.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? I completely agree with that, and it's frustrating, because you're okay, let's not cover it, but also I do want to know, I want to know why that guy. I was excited when they got the second guy alive, because I'm great, he's gonna tell us why he did it.
Yeah, we need to know the motive.
I was even more excited when they read him his Miranda rights, because they should have. The public safety thing.
Public safety exception.
Taryn Iyer says, if you could back in time to change the outcome of any event, what would it be? Hashtag Table Talk.
The outcome of any event.
Gosh.
I'm trying to think, who died that I'd want to save, but am I cool enough to save that person even if I was back in time?
Yeah, is it a personal thing? Is it historical? It can do both, I guess.
I guess it could be either, yeah.
I'm going to combine the two. And Anne Frank missed the liberation of her concentration camp by 2.5 weeks.
Oh!
So, her and her sister Margot. Sister Margot died, I think, 2 weeks or a week and a half before her. But anyway, I would just give them those three. Come on, ladies.
I think the crucifixion of Christ would probably be what I would change.
I know
but doesn't he have
But
to
how
die?
could you change it? That's what I was thinking. If you do go back in time then, what could you as Elliot Morgan do to change it?
Well, assuming I could, I would do it.
Right, assuming you have superpowers to
what
do
happened,
something.
What happened is you got a crucifixion, and then it completely eclipsed his life to the point where people don't really pay attention to that. They just go into this is the one thing that's important. So I think as a result, you have this religion that is sort of branched off into 1,000 different directions, and I think it'd be interesting to see what happened if maybe he hadn't died and been murdered.
Maybe if he hung around. I'm just picturing you going to Pontius Pilate and being no.
No, I'm sorry. I'm from the future. You can't crucify him.
But so my question in that realm of if it's part of God's plan. So the whole point is like he had to die so that people don't have sin, right? Like so he paid for your sins ahead of time, right? So if he didn't, if you make that not happen, does he not then pay for people's sins? Is that not how?
Well, I mean,
it raises a lot of theological questions. That's for darn sure.
Or it shuts a lot of them down because you stop asking that question, and instead the conversation becomes how do we in turn be like this person who did amazing things and behaved in amazing ways and connected with people on a level and like cut through identities and cut through like what we do in life and like how cut through all the layers of like what we think make us who we are, and instead like because of the crucifixion and the resurrection, then this like sort of post-applied meaning, I think a lot of that is lost.
I feel like that's when the whole God part came in. If we're talking about just someone who we want to live like, then he could have just been a fantastic prophet. So it took the death and resurrection for the whole theology to come about that he was God and man.
Do you think that then this is going to be turned into like a whole theology debate? But then do you think he wouldn't be as like celebrity-wise, like he wouldn't be as famous? Because I mean, like Gandhi lived really well, and like
I mean, Moses was still Moses
was
still a big prophet, and king. I mean, there's still a lot of. I think he'd still be a huge prophet, but
I think it would knock. It would knock down, but in many ways, I think that'd kind of be a good thing if we stopped treating Jesus less like this thing in the past,
less like a god,
like a key to a giant gate to open, and more like a model, then I think this world would be a lot better.
He'd be more of a Buddha than a god.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
For people, yeah. Okay, great.
If you want to phrase it that way. No, I'm going to take it out of religion and answer real quick. If I could go back in time, I would go on the Titanic, and I would tell them to put more safety boats on just in case. And then I would run around on that ship because it was freaking sweet. And then I would tell them not to go through where the icebergs
that
are.
Boat is so not sweet compared to the boats these days.
Well, compared to
mini
these
golf
days.
now, yeah.
But then, did you see that staircase? That was amazing.
Do you think it would change anything, having known that they had warnings that there were icebergs in the area and that they foolhardily...
I think if there was a person that was like, look, I'm from the future... Don't go there.
She gonna be locked up.
I'm giving you a future warning.
Okay, so let's take this question and let's do it again. Except let's not choose
no historical
bad
figures.
Theological sad stuff.'s choose personal things in our lives that like we would change.
Go back in your life and change stuff.
Not it's only your life, not like the world.
Okay, I'm not gonna pick like a because I feel like there's so many moments now. This is one of those things where when we walk out, we're like, I should have said. No, I think I'd go back to the 4th grade.
Okay.
This kid named David, who was a ginger, came full circle. I was new at a school, and the cool thing was to skip monkey bars. Like you jump and grab like the 4th monkey bar, and you were super cool if you could get really far. And I could get the same monkey bar as David, so I was like instantly the cool kid, even though it was like my second day. And it was a metal playground, and this kid David, who I hope if you're watching you remember this, grabbed the back of my head and said, I'm king of the monkey bars.
Oh,
and then
no, he did
smashed
not.
my face into a hole and like
not.
cracked my cheekbone.
Oh no!
And like bloody nose and all that.
Holy crap.
So I would go back in time and kick that kid in the nuts.
I wouldn't worry. He's so on meth right now.
I'm king of the monkey bars.
He's in
Meg
jail.
is king of the monkey bars. You listen.
That's just the sweetest thing to yell at someone like this.
I'm
is
king of the
monkey bars.
I don't think I can top that. I don't know.
That's a pretty amazing story. Yeah, mine was going to be depressing again. If I could go back in time and knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't have gone to college.
No, come on, we argue about this all the time.
I know. I mean, I loved my college years. They were amazing. I had a crap ton of fun, but I think if I was in the workforce 4 years younger here in LA, that would have behooved my career a little bit more.
Yeah, I actually would piggyback on that, but I would say, I don't know, like on a personal level, college was amazing because like my wife and I got married halfway through college and we kind of like, it was a cool, like we, kind of bonded over the mediocrity of college, but it wasn't that great. But yeah, I would agree that like in our industry, it would be good to come out here a little earlier because I'm old.
I'd be 4 years younger, and that'd be awesome.
You also want to be younger. Okay.
You look younger than me, and I'm the youngest. So
I know,
it's
baby.
okay.
I know, baby.
At Beware of Coco says, polygamy acceptable in today's society, and would you participate in the practice?
I don't think I'm mature enough to
Oh.
be perfectly
Is
honest.
that the factor that keeps people from polygamy? Is it immaturity?
For me, it's like a jealousy thing. Mike turns
Yeah.
Oh,
second
I
fiddle
see.
to nobody.
I
That's
forgot
what
you guys
I'm
are
saying.
girls. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
That's kind of a
okay.
good thing. You smell good. This is a very good smelling table right now, for what it's worth. Mine's just deodorant.
I
Anyway.
don't know. I watched Sister Wives. That show was fascinating to me,
Sure.
but I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not really that jealous, but you sleeping with my husband.
Right, exactly. I think that's how I would feel. Like, even if morality-wise, like, I was completely okay with it, it fit in with my way of life, I'm, like, living in The King and I, the musical, I don't know that I could be like, I'm the Tuesday wife. I don't know that I'm okay with that.
I question the husband who can say, "You're my Tuesday wife." I would never. It sounds horrible.
It's hot out there.
Right?
It
Like, I
doesn't
don't
sound
wanna-
like marriage. It sounds
No.
like a weird, like, castle.
But
like you
that's
said,
what
like,
we
you
know here in our
Sure,
culture as
sure.
marriage.
But
So
in
to
that
them it
Sister
does.
Wife show, they all seemed really friggin' happy. Like, they all seemed like they really liked the idea. They had their me time. They had their own families. I don't know. So, for me, personally, no effing way. But for some other people, I mean, if that's what you gotta do, if that's, like, what you would like to do, shouldn't you be allowed to do it?
I'm gonna hard line against polygamy.
Okay.
Hardline in it.
Here's the thing:
This is
is like I feel
controversial,
no,
yeah.
I know, but I feel like there are. It's actually more popular to be hardline against it because there are women who are indoctrinated and who get into it and don't want to be in it. But I do feel like, what if would you be okay with it if it were 3 women who were absolutely totally happy with it, 100% wanted to be there, and one man they wanted to share?
And it was a social norm.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
kind of...
if you do whatever you want to do. I mean, I don't think you can say, I don't know, can you? It's weird. I don't know. I feel like marriage by default is the act of fidelity, and to incorporate infidelity changes the structure of marriage in a way that kind of just makes it obsolete. So it's kind of like I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. I just wouldn't call it marriage. I wouldn't call it.
If those 4 people are faithful to each other.
Yeah, I still would have a hard time calling marriage. I feel like the entire thing is a unity, and so I know you can make the argument that I guess these 4 people are making this unity. I don't know. Maybe I'm not hardlining against polygamy. Just kidding. I still am.
I'll take it back. All right, let's do one more. All right. Andrew Rudd at arudd909 says, "What is your zombie survival plan?"
Water. You get to water immediately. You do not. Oh, and also no guns. Don't waste your time with guns. Find somebody who has guns. Yeah, use them, and then get to water. Though I'm telling you, do not waste time freaking like trying to cut through. You have to get to water because zombies. If you swim, if you get a boat, you get on water. You're good. Water.
We've covered this one on Table Talk twice.
Yeah, Meg has a huge, elaborate zombie survival
really?
plan.
So yeah, I don't know if we want to continue with that one.
Give the quickie one-liner version of your survival plan, Meg.
So we've talked about this, but Lee and Trisha have graciously agreed to be in my zombie group as love slaves, but Lee has agreed to be the actual physical love slave,
Yes.
and Trisha is just the...
I'm just the
base-
lore.
Just the emotional.
I'm
like,
just the lore.
support.
No, it's just her boobs that men that can...
I
provide
lure them
services
in
to me.
and then lead them to a dark tent where Lee's inside.
Wow. So you guys are just becoming murderers.
Here's the thing.
You're not running.
Not murderers.
You're
They
not-
help us. They join our group,
Oh.
and they build things for
Oh,
us.
yeah, maybe you haven't heard. Okay, so the
Oh,
plan
yeah, I
is
haven't heard.
we lure in very strong people that can protect us
Right.
Ah.
and pay them with sexual favors so that they protect us and we're fine.
Right.
We have our own army.
Okay. All right. I can't argue
Our
with it.
army-
Apparently
Water.
it's an army of
Get
one
to
named
water.
Lee Newton.
But hey, the brains behind the
We agreed to it.
operation.
Fine,
Right.
if you guys would end up killing each other eventually. If Lee was in that
we would
group,
end up
She'd end
killing
up
each
dead.
other.
I don't know.
Only if one of the guys got out of hand, because that's her only job, is to sleep with the men in our group who want to be slept with.
well, I'm
So
not
we
gonna
wouldn't be
comment
fighting over
further.
men. See, it's
No.
well divvied out. There's no fighting over the men.
It's very well thought
Although
out, I think.
there might be fighting over food eventually if food becomes
Food.
I
And
would
you
be an
eventually
amazing
die.
leader. I will provide you with food and men to
Anybody
love.
who says they're going to be an amazing leader is not going to be an amazing
That's,
leader.
that's
not
not
true.
true.
We see that in politics every day.
That's not true at all.
We see that in major institutions all across the world in
Do
all
you
walks
think?
of life.
Do you think that
Elliot's
Charlemagne
secrets.
never said he was going to be a good leader?
Who?
Charlemagne.
I don't know if he did or not. But what I will say is that pride cometh before a fall, and if you decide to lead, you do so because it's thrust upon you, not because you've self-elected.
Not true.
So we've talked about theology and politics today. It's been an awesome day. Some zombie survival, so the apocalypse too. It's a good day.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do one last one. You guys ready? At Messair259 says, "What is the worst rumor you've heard about yourself?"
Oh.
You girls probably have it way worse.
Oh, like, if you go back to, like, high school, but I mean, like, recently, what's the worst?
I was, like, in grade school. Everybody said that I had a crush on this boy, and I did not.
You have that whole incident at the monkey bars.
Oh,
still?
listen.
No, God
That was
knows
a
what
rumor
was-
that I wasn't king of the monkey bars, and it was not true.
Okay, so recent rumors.
Today I saw on the Dead Island Riptide Bio Die that someone said that I was a stripper before I worked here.
How did they know?
How did you know?
I legitimately wrote back a comment that was like, I would like to meet Stripper Meg because maybe she could teach me how to dance.
Where do
but
you
then I
think she
didn't
got the
even
name
post
Miss
it.
Pennyapple for her
Shannon
dog?
Dougie.
Just like a horrible
That was
stripper
her
name.
stripper name.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most proper English woman you've ever
Miss
seen.
Pennyapple.
Mrs. Pennyapple. Like,
Okay, that's fine. My worst rumor is probably that I'm somehow a journalist. I don't know how that got started. I don't know. I think there's not many rumors that I get like upset about unless people start trying to like ascribe something to me. Like if they're like Elliot's a Republican. That's the one that I didn't like. I did not enjoy that one that got spread
it was
around.
because you were juxtaposed against me.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
I was-
I
A
take
lot of
full
people will seem
responsibility.
conservative.
I have conservative tendencies, not a Republican.
No, is there any like a funny one that you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gay. What's another one? That I'm actually not married because I don't wear a wedding ring because I outgrew it. That's a good one where they like think
You
I'm lying
outgrew
about
it?
being married.
He
Yeah.
got married so young he outgrew his wedding ring.
Yeah. I was
Do you mean,
11.
like,
It
do you-
happens.
No, do you mean like emotionally you outgrew your wedding?
I outgrew it, it's just fight the
I'm
establishment,
over it,
It's
you
like
know.
I do what I want.
No big deal.
hilarious.
And yeah, I don't know. It's nothing, I don't think too juicy that I know of.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't think I have juicy rumors. The biggest ones that I see all the time, and these aren't like horrible, but they're just kind of funny to me that they're recurring, is that I'm married. I'm not. Is that my last name, Hirschberger, is Jewish. It is actually Pennsylvania Dutch.
Boom! Pennsylvania Dutches represent.
Oh, and that my boobs are fake, which they're not.
Oh.
So those are probably
I get that one
I
too.
don't know. I didn't even think of that in the realm of possibility of things you hear all the time is that your boobs are fake. Like, of course you hear that all the time because people are obsessed with your boobs.
Do you feel a need to correct that, or are you just like it's kind of just the reality of having large boobs?
I don't think people should care.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that
I
it's
agree
a
with
big
that.
deal. I know a lot of people that for whatever reason, if it's a confidence issue or just an aesthetic thing, that they do get an augmentation. But I'm not gonna like judge those people or say that that's negative in any way. It's everybody's personal choice. But I always laugh because it's like, well, if I bought mine, then me, my mom, and my sister, and my grandmom, and all my aunts on that side, we all got the family plan because everybody got it.
The family plan.
No, like
funny.
that's
Hey, why don't you guys start some rumors about us down below? Just start telling,
Yes, make up fun
let us know,
rumors.
say,
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then tell your friends about them. And then they'll be like, who are you talking about? And you go watch SourceFed. It's the coolest YouTube channel ever. And if you all do it, if you all tell one person after watching this video, we'll hit 1 million subscribers. And then when that happens, we win money from YouTube. YouTube will
we?
give us $1 billion. Yeah.
Is that true?
That's how it works.
I don't
Elliot's,
think that's
wait,
how it
no,
works.
we're gonna start that
I'm
rumor
doing a
right
tutorial
now.
on vlog. Yeah, it's
$1 billion for us.
$1 billion for $1 million.
Billy for $1 million. Thanks guys for watching. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Elliot Morgan.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
Bye bye.
I really want a Billy for $1 million. I'm into this.
$1 billion for $1 million.
I'm gonna make
It
that
sounds like
song
an
work,
awesome
you guys.
rap song or
I
a
know.
crappy rap song.
Hey.